I'm Paula Cuso, Board of Assessment Appeals.
Okay.
The first thing we do is we will swear you in.
Okay.
Okay? You're here by yourself, so let me circle that. And no other people here. Okay. All right. Will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning the appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. If you sign at the X, there should be a pen right here for you. There you go. There you go. So before we start, because I don't want to forget to tell you this, I'll take your information now, and then later this month or April, because we have a lot of appeals,
Okay.
we're going to be, the whole board will meet and discuss it, deliberate on it, and then they'll determine by vote, with majority winning, as to whether or not they'll grant your appeal.
Okay.
There's a couple things we can do. We can grant your appeal as you requested. We can grant it in part, meaning that, well, maybe that's too much, but we'll give this, and then, or we can deny it. If you're not satisfied, because we denied it or only granted it in part, you can go to court. Court's in New Britain. You bring an attorney. I've been there, and it wasn't bad. You can normally get, most people can't, but it may be, some people it's worth it, but, whatever.
Right.
Okay, so, let's see. Okay.
I would like to tell you a little bit about myself.
Okay.
At some point,
Yep.
Whenever you're ready.
Let me just put this in the record. Okay, so Kathleen Fish, the address is 700 South Benson Road.
Mm-hmm.
You are contesting the new assessment appraisal of your property. The town that has you valued at $1,025,000, basically, and you're looking for a value of $750,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you can tell me about yourself.
Okay. Grew up in Fairfield.
Me too.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
What's your name again?
Paula Cuso. I grew up in the university area.
Okay. I grew up in Rolling Road,
Okay.
basically, okay?
Yeah.
The house that I'm in now, 700 South Benson Road, actually is where I grew up till I was 3, and then my parents kept the house, and I moved to Rolling Road my whole life, went to St. Thomas Grammar School, the whole bit. My father's business was here. You might even know it, Emil Gregor Painting.
Yes.
And it was my dad, and then it went to my brother, Tommy Gregor. Now it's back to his kids, so all that in the town. I've been widowed 20 years, but I've managed to stay in this house. I bought the house from my family. It's down there, $500,000, whenever, 20 years ago. I manage Island Outfitters in Fairfield, so I've done that for 18 years. I need to work. I was left in debt, which I really want that on, whatever. And so I work full time. I'm 77.
You're 77?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You look great.
Well, you're very lovely to say that. And I work full time. So much that I love Fairfield. I'm just going to tell you, when my husband passed away, I went to the town. Plato was here at the time. And I said, I need a job. I'd love to work in Fairfield. What can I do? I'd love to be on a beautification committee, make this town beautiful, whatever. He goes, Kathy, I can't give you a job, but will you volunteer on the beautification committee? So I said, sure, I will do that. So actually, because of all of the hanging baskets downtown in Fairfield, that was my
Oh, cool.
That was my idea.
That's nice.
I went to all the towns, took pictures, da-da-da-da-da. Just to let you know how much I do love the town, and I want to stay here.
Okay.
My house, as you know, is 930 square feet, smaller than most in the area. Is there anything you could do to help me? That's basically what I'm here for.
Okay. Well,
I'm working full time. I don't know what else to do. I don't make a lot of money, but that's what I do, and that's what I can do.
okay.
So I did give some comps there too.
That's important. Yeah, we're going to look at those.
Yeah, I did do some comps. I know my sister used to live next door. She sold her house for $800 and something. Huge house. I don't know how much.
When did she sell it?
When did she sell it? I don't know. I'd say she got a divorce and had to sell it. So I'm trying to think. I should have put that comp down, but I didn't think of it at the time because it was a much bigger house. 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
But that was, my mother divided the land, and she built there and then had to sell it when she got a divorce.
Okay, so let's look at, let's see now. Okay, Newell Place, right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that one sold for $815 in 2025. That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And it is, it's 1,600 and some square feet. Okay, I see. Okay. And then Craig Court, again, let's see, this is 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 8 rooms. Okay, so this one's a little bit smaller than yours.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see the price. Okay. You're on South Benson. These are on side streets.
Right.
Well, here's one. Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right on South Benson.
You only have 1 bedroom?
I only have 1 bedroom. 1 bedroom, 1 bath.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I read your appeal, and somehow I missed that. Maybe because this wasn't attached. I don't know, but I missed that. Okay, so you have
1 bedroom, 1 bath. It looks like 930, square feet, I
okay.
just want to stay here.
And the unfortunate part, or fortunate part if you're selling, unfortunate if you're selling,
Exactly.
is that the land values have gone up so high. Basically, that's what's doing it to everybody is the land value.
Right.
What do you have? You
Right
have
by
a
the
total of.
beach.
Okay. Is that 1 acre? Is that quarter acre zoning in there? I think it is. I think that is an A zone. Might be a B zone. That's okay.
I don't know what A zone or B zone means.
Well, that means, for example, like in an A zone, you have to have a minimum of a quarter acre of property to build, to have a building lot. If not, you have to get a variance,
Okay.
which then sometimes can decrease the value because builders don't want to deal with going to get a variance. If wetlands, that causes an issue because they don't want to deal with that either. So if you're in a quarter acre zone and you have only like 1.15, which is what you have, I think, which is a lot less than 0.25, then that would mean that your lot is non-conforming, smaller. So I don't know that it would be worth. I'm not the builder. I don't know, but
Right.
I could see where it could be worth less.
Well, I do know my mother, before she passed away, so this is many years ago, went to the town hall to see what could be done with my house, and they said the only way I could build is build up.
Okay.
They did say that. I could just build up. I can't build out.
That means your footprint can't get any bigger. What's on your first floor?
That's where I live.
That's the whole thing?
Floor. Yeah, I have the kitchen, my bedroom,
Bathroom?
and a bathroom, and the living room.
And that's it?
And then the porch, Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So really, it really becomes an issue of what would somebody pay
Right.
for your home. Okay, so these houses, yeah, okay. The comps you gave are in the neighborhood, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And they are larger, which is good. Except for this one, but that's still less than, okay. So probably the closest comp is the one on Craig Court, 778, 775. Oh, yeah, okay. And I would say that South Benson Road, you find that South Benson is a busy road?
Very, very busy. Very busy.
Okay.
Even not in the summer, it's like zooming.
I'm sure in the
zooming.
summer it's,
Oh, in summer you can't get out of the driveway, but even now it's busy. It's the people zooming to the beach and zooming back.
Yeah.
Like my poor neighbor across the street, she had her trees knocked down twice already.
Oh, boy.
Just, yeah. But anyway.
okay. Well, I think you made it clear to me that you have a small home, and what we're seeing is the value, or your comps are bigger with values that are. Let's see. Let me find one. Okay, here's one. Let me area. What's this here? What's this thing? Oh, cut off at the bottom. Okay, so here's one that says it's got a first floor of 2,000 square feet. Oh, this house right here.
Uh-huh. Just a while ago.
Oh, okay. I'm saying, okay, I got it. I understand.
Yeah. If I have a chance.
Well, everybody has a chance. I don't make the decision. Like I said, it goes to the whole group.
Uh-huh.
My job is just to present what we talked about and what I know about the property in the best light I can,
Okay.
and see what the board does.
Okay.
but I would say that, you know, you certainly presented, your facts are good, you have, you know, the evidence that you brought is good, that's all I can say. I
Okay,
can see where somebody could look at it and understand what you're trying to say,
okay,
okay? What they do about that is another story, but I can see where it makes sense.
okay.
So, do you have any other questions?
I don't, just, you know, that you should just tell them what a Fairfield native I am
Okay.
and how much, I hope I've done, you know, some help to the town, and my business is in the town, my father's business is in the town. I really want to say.
Okay.
And I work
I hope
full-time.
you can. I hope you can.
And I work full-time, and I'm 77.
Thank you very much for coming in. Okay. I'm Paula Cuso with the Board of Assessment Appeals. Normally, we start with swearing you in, but you're an attorney, so we skip that. We don't swear in attorneys, okay?
That's fine. I will
So-
tell the truth anyway.
I know you will. I have no doubt. Okay, so this is the Board of Assessment Appeals meeting. Paul A. DeGennaro, 318 Lally Boulevard. The town has you with a value of $1,285,201. You'd like to have that reduced to $1,178,901.
Correct.
Okay. So, what would you like to tell me?
Well, the reason being is this is a original cape in the beach area
I
on
do.
Valley Boulevard. It is mildly improved, but not substantial. It was 30 years ago, put a dormer in the back. Every single original cape in the beach area, when it is sold, is torn down.
Yep,
Highest and best use is new construction
not surprised.
because of the, not just the market, but also because of floodplain regulations. You can't, this house is non-compliant, it would have to be lifted. No one's going to lift it because it's just as cheap, if not cheaper, to tear it down and start over. So, for purposes of fair market value, willing buyer, willing seller, the buyer is not going to want this property for anything more than its land value. The improvements are in fact an impediment because they have to be torn down, but we're disregarding that cost.
Okay.
So, I think the land value is spot on. I don't contest the land value whatsoever. I think the land value, finally the town has gotten the land values accurate. Used to be they were heavily weighted for the improvements light
Yep.
on the land. I think the land is accurate, to be honest. I think, however, that the improvements, again, we're talking fair market value, not what it's worth to me living in it, are zero, if not negative. Therefore, I think that the assessment should solely be the land value, and the improvement component should be $0 or $1 if we need to put something on the record, which results in a 8.27% decline in value. That's all. Not looking for a lot. We're not talking about replacement value. We're talking about fair market value. So people say, oh, what about replacement value? That's irrelevant for the purpose
Right,
of
that's
fair
not,
market value. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I have in the past pointed to, I mean, I could pick 20 houses, several just sold recently, one in Eunice, some on Birch. I mean, they are all immediately torn down. So,
Yeah, they are. I know that.
So that's the story.
Okay.
I think that's land value is accurate, improvements are not accurate in terms
Okay.
of fair market value, and that's all.
Okay. I think that, you know, I don't know, I don't make the decision as to what he values things at. But I don't know that I can sell the argument that it's worth zero, because even though technically it's going to be torn down,
Oh, absolutely.
but while you're living in it, it's worth something.
But that's not fair market value. That's not fair market value. What it's worth to me.
That's true. It's not
is
fair market
what's
value.
worth it.
Fair market
What it's-
value is what it would sell for
Correct.
in a market without pressure, which we have lots of pressure, but that's the way it is.
Right. And we're not talking about income value or replacement value.
And you make a very good point there. Yep, I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
They've often gotten that argument, but that's irrelevant for purposes of what it's worth to me is not relevant.
That's true.
So that's the
Yeah,
story.
because you're the first person that's come to me with that argument.
I've made it several times. I get the exact same argument to the assessor. He said, well, it's worth something for you. I said, that's not relevant. I do tax appeals for clients, so
Yep.
I know.
When you go to court, do you usually win?
So they always settle.
They always settle.
I haven't in 30 years. I've had to try one or two, and they were commercial matters.
No, I mean for yourself.
Oh no, we've always settled. I've done it 3 times. If I go this time or before, we always settle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you go, I'm only asking because I did it, but I don't remember. It was a while ago. But then they ended up settling,
Yeah.
and the client was satisfied, but I wasn't. I wanted to go home, but he was satisfied. That's all that mattered. So, but yeah, I mean, it's all. I guess if you settle, you're satisfied. Otherwise, you wouldn't settle.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
There
well,
are
you know,
always
that's
risks.
pretty, that's a
Like,
pretty
as I
simple,
say, clients, nothing's guaranteed in litigation,
that's true,
but it's the inconvenience, it's the cost.
Yeah.
And I think frankly, I'm right, and the town shouldn't want this decision on the record.
well, that's,
I've said that, that's usually why we settle.
that's true, that's
because
what, usually why you settle,
It
yep.
would be a substantial, impact of the town if it got out that all these houses in the Beast of original construction are zero, it's just land value.
Yeah. How do you feel about, well, I guess you feel okay about it, because you said you're fine with the land value.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I can't dispute the land value.
Yeah, the land values, yep, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot on, Roland behind me, just a clean lot.
Yeah.
There was no improvements on it, sold for like I think it was 1.2. I mean, almost spot on.
Yeah.
And it was slightly larger, clean space, open lot, slightly bigger, I think. And it was clean, it needed no site permit.
Yeah, I mean, I sold a lot, I think it was back in 2019, or 20, one of those, for $1 million on Penfield Road. That's the first one that ever sold for that much on that street.
Oh, yeah.
But after that, they continue to go up.
Yeah. If you told me when I bought my house back in '93, that my wife and I used to joke, oh, if they ever offer us $1 million, we sell. I get contractors now who knock on my door and say they'll do it. I said, well, first of all, I like Fairfield. I want to live in
Yeah, you
Fairfield.
live there, yeah.
Where am I going to go?
Yeah.
You can't find anything.
Right, you're not
for
going to
sale
go buy,
there.
right, you're not going to go buy something else, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
okay. Well, I think, I don't have any other questions. If you have nothing else to offer? all set?
No, it's
Okay.
it's all on the assessment.
Very
sheet,
good.
Really.
Okay. Pleasure meeting you.
Same.
Good luck. Thank you.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck.
Okay, Board of Assessment Appeals meeting, appeal number 15, Matthew Leahy, 84 Cobbler Hill Road. I swear you in to start. Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that the information you shall give concerning this appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, you sign here. There you go. At the X. Okay. So just so you know, I hear your appeal, and I take it to the full board,
Okay.
and we vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we can vote to accept it, or, give you what you're asking for, deny your appeal, or grant it in part, where we say, well, we don't think it's that much of a difference, but we'll give them this.
Got it.
If you're not satisfied with what we do, you can go to court. Court's in New Britain, you bring an attorney. Yeah.
Yes.
You have to decide whether or not it's worth paying the attorney to go for the couple of hours that you're going to be gone, or paying those taxes for the next 5 years. That's
Yeah.
totally up to you.
Yeah.
But that's really why most people go. It's not a bad thing. I've gone with
Okay.
with a client, and all you do is you just sit in a room with the assessor and the town attorney and hammer it out.
Right.
The judge doesn't make the decision.
Gotcha.
You really don't have anything to lose by going,
Okay.
just so you know.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome. Okay. So, yeah, I would be going for me. Okay, so the town value has been set at $1,563,900. You're looking for reduction down to $1,100,000.
that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now, tell me why.
First of all, I mean, I put some comps in there, and I brought some comps. I don't know, this may not be official. My sister lives close by, and her house is over 1,000 square feet bigger and has been fixed up. She's on North Hillside, just north of Congress, in a farmhouse, big piece of land, just, and hers was assessed for 1.4 something million. So mine's $100,000 roughly more than hers, and not as fixed up and not as, I'd say, curb appeal friendly. I love my house, but it's split level.
Well, let me ask you,
Yeah.
this house, it's on, when you turn into Cobbler's Hill, is it on the left?
Yes.
Maybe the first one in, or the second one in?
It's actually the first house on Cobbler's Hill, because the one before it is a hillside house.
We had I was working at Fairfield County Real Estate, it was a long time ago. We had an agent who lived in the house next door to this one.
Oh, okay.
And they both had dogs. They had the yard set up so the dogs could run between. They were a nice old couple that lived there.
Yes, I think she didn't pass away. I think she was in assisted living, but when we bought it, Ruth Barron.
Yes,
she was,
yes.
And, she did all this gardening and back,
Yes,
you could tell.
yeah, she was into gardens. She had beautiful gardens.
I mean, it was amazing, and we looked at it and we're like, we have two little kids, this doesn't serve us, but we didn't say boo about that. I mean, I don't know. I think she had dementia by the time
Probably, yes,
we
she
were
was.
involved. So,
Okay.
we fixed up the kitchen. I did a lot of the work myself, you know, and then, you know, we put marble countertops in, I knocked down a wall. So we have a fixed up kitchen, and we have one and a half fixed up bathrooms. We fixed up we didn't add any bathrooms. We just fixed up the one for our girls,
Mhm.
and then fixed up the powder room. It still needs to be painted 7 years later. And then, you know, we cleared the yard. So, you know, I just think if I were to put it on the market, what would it sell for?
Right, because fair market value is what we're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so there's a house around the corner. It's a fixer-upper, but it's 179 Verna Hill, and I have
Yep.
it here if you want it.
Did that sell not that long ago? Why did I think I saw something on Vernon?
No, I mean, but it's a true fixer-upper, but it's actually a two-family.
In Greenfield Hill?
Yeah.
Didn't think you could have that.
Or it has an apartment. It has.
It might have an in-law or something.
It has an in-law. It has an in-law.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, every part of it needs to be touched.
Oh, let's see, it's an incredible addition that includes 3-car garage, large comfortable, apartment, yeah, it says it right there, it's an apartment.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's a cute house. I mean, a lot of people, and it sold fast for 1.1. It was listed for under 1 million.
Well, here it is, right here, yeah, 1.1, yeah, okay.
So, you know, now, that one, it's, you know, somebody could live in it, but everybody's going to touch just about every surface of it, because that's the market that we're in. So, I mean, I want to be reasonable about that, but, you know, my wife, if we could pick my house or this house and then work on it, she'd be like this, you know, she'd want Vernon Hill. So I would say that's one. And then I saw there was Duck Farm Road.
Duck Farm, I love Duck Farm Road, up there, not the lower part, but.
Exactly, so it's 885 Duck Farm Road.
Yeah, got it.
And it sold for 1.343.
Uh-huh.
And it's 3,400, it's over 3,500 square feet.
Yep, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 9 rooms, yep.
Prototypical outside, you know, more appeal. You know,
Colonial, definitely more.
Colonial,
yeah.
and a third bigger.
Yep.
Right? Roughly. Or 30%, you know, something like that. So that one jumped out to me. And then, actually this last one, I couldn't find the stuff that I prepared when I did that. I have, you know, my application, but there was a third comp.
Brookside?
Yes.
I got it right here.
Yeah, and I think that one sold for.
That sold for 1,170.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's roughly the same size. That might be a little smaller than my house.
This one is 2,200 square feet.
Yeah, so it's like 100 square feet smaller than mine, I believe.
But yours is, let me see.
I think it's 23 and change.
Yeah. It is 23 and change, right?
Okay. So, you know, I mean, we bought the house for $660. It was appraised when we bought it for over $900,000.
Wow.
You know, which happens. You know, I mean, I did it. Yeah, it happens. You know, the Barons never touched it. They just kept buying along and being good citizens. Yeah. And then I remember it was Rob Russo. We're not blaming him. Sorry, Rob, you're being recorded. Yeah, but when I bought it, he said, hey, you know, your appraisal's really high. I was like, yes, I know. He's like, you know, you can appeal that. And, like, I hadn't missed a window. And so I just went in anyway. And so I guess my point is we bought it for $660. We put some money into it. I know that it's probably north of $1 million. I just don't think it's that far.
I don't think so either.
Okay. Thank you.
This is my opinion.
Yeah.
But, you know, from a realtor perspective. But when I look at the comps, I can't, you know, I look at this one for, you know, $1.3 million and change.
Yeah.
The one on
Duck Farm.
Duck Farm.
Yeah.
And then the one on Vernon Hill, the 1.1.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you know, if you go visit that one, it is, you know, it's old. It hasn't been touched in a long time.
So that's a really good comp.
Yeah.
So this is
but that one has flexibility because it's pretty and
it's got that's true.
And it's
5 bedrooms. Well, that's because of the apartment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's actually, as the crow flies, like if you just walk out the back of that one, and that's actually very close by my house.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any other comps you want to hand me? You said you had other comps there?
No, because the last one that I did, it was Campbell Road, and it sold for, it was a huge house, and it
Oh,
sold
okay.
for 1.6 because it's Campbell Road,
Yeah.
which is a pretty private street. Right
Well,
around the corner.
I'll take it because,
You know what?
to me,
Here, let me just see. I grabbed it quickly, and I misread. Sorry, where is it? I grabbed somebody else's stuff out of my printer. I just want to see if it. And it's 4,000 square feet, and it sold for 1.6. I personally would not like to submit that one. I just grabbed
Okay.
it quickly. I don't
All
think,
right.
I think the comps, because this was in a rush just now.
Okay,
So, yeah,
Very
I
good.
would stick with those.
all right. Okay, anything
Right.
else?
No, that's it.
Okay, then I guess, I think I went over everything, told you what to do if you're not satisfied.
Okay.
We went over the comps. I think we're all set.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Paulette. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Let me see, when did we start this? We started this. Okay, I mean. Okay. Board of Assessment Appeals meeting, appeal number 22, beginning at 12:10. Appellant is Mark Fernberg, 95 Puritan Road. Appearing on behalf of Mark is Jeff Smith, appraiser. He has provided the affidavit indicating that he has been authorized to act on their behalf. Yep, okay, thank you. And I'll swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you shall give today concerning the assessment appeal now in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You sign that. Thank you. Okay, now, it appears as though Mark is contesting town value of $1,975,284 to a value of $1,775,000. He feels that the approved value of his home by the town of the value of his current, okay. He's saying that the valuation is obviously too high.
Correct.
And he's hired you to do an appraisal of the property? Okay. All right. So, I think I have a copy right here. I do.
Oh, she gave you one?
Yeah, she gave me one.
Okay. I printed an extra one out for
Okay.
you guys.
Actually, we'll take it because sometimes more than one person likes to look at them, and it'll just
Okay.
mean it'll be easier for them when we do the
Okay.
right. Okay, so here we have. Okay. So you came up with you came up with an appraised value of 1,775,000.
Correct.
Okay.
And,
What do you want to tell me?
so I was out there at the house on, beginning of February and did a interior and exterior inspection. A little difficult with all the snow. But,
Yeah.
I provided 6 comparables from within the beach section of town.
Okay.
So the first, 430 Edward Street,
Mhm.
is slightly small. It sold for $1,750,000 on June 25th of 25. Slightly smaller, newer house. It had an adjusted value of $1,768,500.
Okay.
The second comparable I chose was 102 West Morgan Avenue, sold for $1,609,000 on August 21st of 25. I adjusted it 10% because for inferior location because it backs up to the commercial on Brickwalk.
Yep.
So I bumped it up 10%. It was slightly smaller than the subject. And I had an adjusted value of $1,721,280. The third comparable I chose was 581 Riverside Drive. It sold for $1,785,000 on January 28th of 25. Similar in size, condition. It has an adjusted value of $1,773,300. And then my original goal for this house, because it was built in 1941, was to find houses that were similar in vintage, but because there's so much new construction and newer homes down here, it was hard to do. So, and my other goal was square footage, was location and square footage, because it's a pretty decent sized house at 3177 square feet. But it was built in 1941. She had done some work on it in the early 2000s and then raised the house after Sandy. But in between the early 2000s and raising the house, nothing else has been done that's of significant improvement. But it is, at the time they did it, it was FEMA compliant, and I believe probably still is, unless they've changed the regulations since then.
I don't think they did. I think we're at the same.
Okay. So the next comparable I chose.
Oh, I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Let's finish comps and then I'll ask.
Okay. The fourth comparable I chose was 128 Mariners Way.
Mm-hmm.
It sold on October 21st of 25. I realize that that's after the effective date of the
That's
revale.
what we'll
However,
go beyond.
it was under contract prior to the date.
Okay.
So I figured it was a pretty good comp being dated. It was in average condition. I was told that the person had to sell it. She originally sold it to a builder who was going to knock it down and put up a house, and then somebody came along and bought it from him.
Oh.
I adjusted it 2% for larger lot size because it's roughly a half an acre. And I adjusted it 5% for condition, and it has an adjusted value of $1,840,900. The the fifth comp I used was 272 Lally Boulevard, sold for $2,050,000 on June 2nd of 25. Similar size house, but newer, and based on the interior photos that were on the MLS, I adjusted it 5% for condition. It had a studio with a half bath above a detached garage for home office or whatever. And it has an adjusted value of $1,922,400. And then the fourth comp that I chose, the sixth comp I chose was 225 Colonial Drive, sold for $1,975,000 on August 1st of 24. I realize that that's
okay. We can go a little before and a little after.
That's what I figured. It was in superior condition based on the MLS photos, and I adjusted it 5%. Similar size home, a little bit smaller, but not significantly. And it has an adjusted value of $1,878,460. And when so to determine the subject's estimate of value, I gave the most weight to comps 1 and 3 because they had the fewest number of adjustments. And I arrived at a value conclusion of $1,775,000 as of October 1st of 25.
Okay. Okay, makes sense to me.
So, yeah, all the comps are in the neighborhood.
Yep.
You said you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Now, you do these, you're seeing 1,000 houses all the time.
Yep.
So I had a question about this category of colonial enhanced or enhanced colonial.
I don't know it.
They have that listed on their vision appraisal card. And I just wondered if let me ask you this. Let me ask it a different way. This is what their house looks like, okay?
Correct.
Now, if you had a house that looked like the typical boxy colonial, that was the same size and the same features and everything, would you consider this house to be more valuable because it's got a roof line that looks like that?
No, my guess is that the house, if they're calling it colonial expanded.
Well, it's not expanded, it's enhanced.
It says expanded here.
Oh, it says enhanced on the other thing. Okay.
My guess, it might be because it was raised.
Okay.
But I think that would be a question for Tyler.
Okay.
But I think it might have something to do with being FEMA compliant.
Okay. Yeah, I think that could be it, yeah. Okay.
That's all I have for you.
Well, I don't think I have any other questions. The comps made sense to me as far as, I have no more questions about them.
Okay.
We swore you in, we got the time. We've got all this. Okay, I think I'm all set. I don't think I have anything else.
Okay.
So it's good to see you, Jeff.
You too, Paulette.
I'm sure we'll be seeing you again.
I'll be here the next 3 days.
Yeah, I'll be here all week. I'll be here all...
You still recording?
Board of Assessment Appeals meeting, assessment number 280, it's 12:40 p.m. The address is 130 Rhoda Avenue. Susan Chatora is the owner. She is not present. She's being represented by the appraiser Greg Lane. They have provided an affidavit giving him permission to appeal on Susan's behalf. Okay. The appeal in question is the town value is $2,685,367. They're asking for a market value of $2,425,000 even. Okay, Greg, I'm going to swear you in. You raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information that you give today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do,
Okay, can you sign this one, please?
certainly.
Thank you. Right where the X is. Thank you.
Sure.
I see you've come prepared with an appraisal. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
I have.
What do you have to tell me?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the subject property is 130 Rhoda Avenue. It's a single-family dwelling in the beach area of Fairfield. I am handing Paulette a copy of my appraisal of the subject property. And probably easiest if we jump to the map of the comps, and it's, yep, the last one there, next page in.
Yeah, wait a minute, I got
Yep.
it. Okay. Oh, here we go.
So,
Yep.
you know what? That's the best. I mean, all the comps are within what? Quarter of a mile?
Yeah, they're close.
And they're all right there. I don't really look so much what the past numbers were, not so much what the future numbers are. I find comparables that are similar to my subject property in the subject area. It's like doing a refinance for a lender. You don't know what the value is, so you go in, you find similar sales, and I found these all within the time period for the revaluation, and they're all single-family dwellings. I did use positive market time adjustments, so if you want to look at the comparables in the appraisal, you can see that I did make market time adjustments to account for the increasing marketplace. All right,
Okay.
Those adjustments were made at a positive 6% a year, which works out to be 0.5% a month. Depending upon the lender, sometimes they do change those numbers, but the 6% figure is recognizable by many other sources, and it's documentable, and I am comfortable utilizing that number for the increasing property
Okay.
values. And what you can see, the first comp is 0.04 miles away, next one 0.13, the next one 0.06, so they're all less than a quarter mile, and they're all same zone, similar ages, similar square footage. So it really wasn't that difficult. Did I have a fourth comp? I do have a fourth comp.
Oh, yeah, Lally.
Yep, Lally, so that's about a third of a mile away. So, and even that, if you look at the sale date on there, that sale date was November of 2024, and look at the time adjustment, $120,000 I added to that value. So you can make sure, you know, I am doing things properly here.
Where do I see that, Greg?
Right next to the date of sale.
Date of sale.
Right next to, see the 119, what is it?
Oh, right here, yep, okay.
Yeah.
Time adjustment.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, right there.
Circle
Okay.
that, because
Yeah.
that indicates to the reader that the property values are increasing. And what I do for the lenders, I do for the reevaluation, I do for the court system. So being consistent with the appraisals, that does add a lot of value to the property. But in order to properly get a market value, you need to do that. You know, because everything is as of a certain date, 10/1/2025, and that's the way that it's done properly. So it's not real difficult. Again, just other similar single-family properties right down by the beach area within the indicated time range. Made minor adjustments. So you can see I didn't really adjust
Yep, there's not big
very
adjustments on
much.
here. Yep.
So my value I feel totally comfortable with, and it's not high, it's not low. I think that's fair market value.
Okay, great.
And there's two of them.
Okay, great, thanks. Yeah, this way they
You're gonna
can,
have
other
to-
people can look at them at the same time.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I didn't mark
That's
all of
okay.
them, but, right, so I don't think we really need to expand upon it. The sales are there,
Mm-hmm,
and hopefully the other properties will make sense when you wind up doing your number. So,
okay, yeah.
oh, no, I do want to thank you for spending your time here, and I know I just thank you for
Oh, you're very
being
welcome.
here and for spending your time, because it isn't always a thankful job.
Yeah. No, I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of work, but I enjoy doing it. Because I just, working from real estate, from a real estate perspective, everybody thinks, oh, it's so great, everything went up. But there's a point where it's going to reflect back on people will not want to live here.
Well, I could tell you what I told Helene earlier. When I picked my comparable sales, this revaluation has been really different, because I would say 3/4 of my comps, there was no financing. They're all cash sales.
Yeah.
So what that says to me, being a real estate appraiser, is that no one ever verified that asset.
Yeah.
So what that means is that even though you're going to use it for a comp, that asset is probably not worth what it was purchased for, because it was never verified by any kind of a lender.
That's true. You know what? That's a really good point. That's an excellent point.
And
So I'll
that
just pay it. Yeah.
And that just jacks up everything.
Yep.
And if you think it's rampant in Fairfield, it's even more rampant as you go farther towards New York City.
Westport,
even more
Greenwich,
so.
probably,
Big
Darien.
time numbers, yep,
Yep.
Darien, big time, because people have the cash and they just use the cash for the purchase. They do refinance later on, typically. They take that cash and they want to wind up moving it back out. But for the purchase of the property, a cash sale, again, there has been no lender that has verified the value of that asset.
That's an excellent point. Yep.
So it's difficult to work around that because they're rampant. I mean, if you could avoid the cash sales, you wouldn't have any sales.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It'd be minimal.
Yeah.
It would be minimal. So that has been a challenge, and I have tried in the past to maybe stay away from them, but it consists of such a large percentage of the purchases, you can't ignore it.
No, you can't now.
not
Yep.
use it.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so I think we're done. How many more do you have today?
Okay, well, we're done. Let me shut this off and then we'll.
Yeah.
Board of Assessment Appeals, meeting hearing number 244, 324 Harbor Road. It is 1:10 p.m. The appellate is Beatrice DuPont. She is appearing on her own behalf. The town value for the property at 324 Harbor Road is $1,946,900. She is requesting a value of $1,300,000 even. Let me swear you in and then we'll get started, okay? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the information you give today concerning the appeal in question shall now be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, thank you, and I will have you sign here.
Do you want to wear a mask?
No, I wear it because I'm not. No, I wear it.
Okay, otherwise I wouldn't.
No, yeah, you're fine. I just always wear it as a precaution, especially when you're dealing with this many people, so, all day long, but yeah.
I don't have a
you're fine.
cold,
And I'm not sick, this is just, no, you're fine.
Otherwise I would, if I had a cold, I would tell you and I would.
So thank you, I appreciate that.
Okay. That
Okay,
would
so
be my bag.
we've sworn you in, you've signed the form for swearing in. Let me explain that I will listen to your appeal, and I will take this to the board. And we will meet, when we're done with all the appeals, we meet as a group, and we then, we go over it and we vote whether or not we're going to approve it. We could approve it, we can approve it at a reduced amount, less than what you're asking, which actually is a higher amount when you think about it, or we can deny it. If you're not satisfied with our answer, you can go to court.
Yes.
Okay, with an attorney,
Yes.
and you're with, okay.
Yes.
All right, so I see you have a letter here explaining that you had talked to Deborah Kandrak, who's been your realtor for a long time. I spoke to Deborah, by the way.
Oh, good.
Very nice.
She's a nice person.
Yeah, she is. And she's been helping you rent the house.
Yes.
She
So
did
she knows
mention
the
to me,
house very well.
yeah, she talked about that. She also mentioned to me that in the past she's had trouble renting it because
Yes,
it's an old house, it's not really updated.
Exactly. People come and they say, oh, the location is great, but it's dated.
Yeah, the location is great, but it's, yeah,
But it's dated.
yeah.
And true, it still has the original wood, vinyl floor in the kitchen. It's at the same cabinet I had in 79 when I moved in the house. There's been no major cosmetic. I'm going to have a new roof within the next 2 months. The permit is going to come through the office soon. It's not in good shape. I maintain it clean and nice, but it is not what my neighborhood is. My neighborhood is mansions.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah,
else,
yes.
you know, it's either beautiful antiques or homes that have been totally gutted and renovated.
And Mrs. White's house was, I went to see it the first time they had it on the market actually, so, yeah, it was,
It has a gorgeous view.
yeah. And she does have a gorgeous view, she's right on the water, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, my point is I went and looked at what my neighbors are being assessed, and I only took the recent sale within the last 3 years of people who were 1,000 feet from my house, so that we have a comparison. And where I find a huge discrepancy is this. I made an oral presentation that's very short.
Okay, thank you, I'll take that, yeah, let me see. Don't worry about it, let me see now. You're requesting reduction in the assessment, the lack of uniformity and disproportionate evaluation compared to the most relevant surrounding properties. It's important to note that only 2 properties have sold within 1,000 feet of 324 Harbor Road in the past 30 months. That would be 181 Tainter Drive and 319 Harbor Road. 181 Tainter Drive contains 3,911 square feet of living space, approximately 1,000 square feet more than you have.
Yes.
It sold in August of 23 for $2,600,000 prior to any renovations. Following the purchase, the owners invested approximately $500,000 in high-end renovations, including a swimming pool and sports court in 2024 for $129,000.
And it says I checked with the building department, and they pulled 3 permits, one for $95,000 for construction for the kitchen, one for $5,000 for a greenhouse, and one for $129,000 for the pool and landscaping. But I know they spend a lot more than that because they did not. They at minimum $500,000 for it. And I picture, if they want to see picture of construction, I have one they are doing when they were doing the swimming pool summer of 2024.
Okay.
So I can show those pictures on my phone, or I can send them.
It is now fully modernized, high-end property. Yes, it is currently assessed at $2,026,000, only modestly above your assessment of $1,935,700, despite larger size, superior amenities, and modern renovations. 319 Harbor Road sold in May of 2025 for $3 million. Square footage is spread over 3 separate structures. No renovations have been performed. The town appraises improvements at only $119,500, including its value, its value is primarily land-based. This sale confirms that waterfront properties in the immediate area command significant premiums, regardless of structural condition. Okay.
And when I talk about my house.
Oh, there's one in the back.
Yeah,
Okay.
back.
To be continued. Here we go.
I thought that was a fair thing because I figured that. And
Mhm.
it's different.
Yep.
You know, so.
Okay. 324 Harbor Road, assessed at $1,939,500. That's the assessed value.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the appraised value. It's
That's the appraised
value.
So it's not
I
assessed.
only use appraised, yes.
Right, we only want to
Yes,
use it, so this should say appraised.
I never use the assessed, it's appraised,
Okay.
because I use that as a basis.
That's right, it should be the appraised value.
Yes.
Built in 1978, none were renovated. No pool, no sports court, or modern high-end finishes. Contains approximately 1,000 square feet, less living space than 181 Tainter Drive. It's inferior in condition and amenities compared to 181 Tainter Drive, and structurally more comparable to 319 Harbor in terms of lack of renovation. Uniformity problems. This issue is uniformity, not theoretical market values. A property like 181 Tainter Drive, purchased for $2,600,000, larger by 1,000 square feet, and improves with approximately 500 in renovations, is assessed only slightly above 324 Harbor Road, a 1978 unrenovated home. Now, you say assessed here, did you mean appraised?
Appraised, yes. Sorry, I should have made attention that it is the appraised.
Okay. Connecticut law requires that similarly situated properties be assessed proportionately, okay? The current assessment of 324 Harbor Road does not reflect this principle, I respectfully request a downward adjustment to restore fairness and uniformity. Thank you. Okay. All right,
I think
so,
that's pretty clear, because
pretty
there were
clear.
these figures, you know, and
Yeah.
I tell you, tomorrow I could give my house and $200,000 more, or even $300,000, and get 181 Tainter Drive. I would do it in a minute, because that property is worth at least 3.2 now, you know? And then for other comparison, and I can give you all that because I have it for you, I went to Zillow and Realtor.com, and what is the third one, to look at the comparison. In every instance, 350 Arbor Road, which is my neighbor on one side, 181 Tainter, which is on the back, are estimated at $1 million more than my property. So I can leave you all that.
Okay.
Because it is, you know, I've made copies for you.
okay.
And one last thing, which also is very important when you consider my land. I think my house is worth pretty much the price of the land.
Mm-hmm.
And I swore that this is the truth, and this is the truth. I had Tolman Builders come a few years ago because they were telling me you have to update your house, and we're having trouble renting it because it's all council rooms, no big eating kitchen with, you know, open counter, no island, all that stuff. And they looked at my house and they said, don't bother, it's a tear down. Somebody is going to buy it for the price of the land, and they are going to build a McMansion there. So, you know. So I did not do any work because of that. I'm going to do the roof within the next 3 months because I have no
You
choice.
have to, yeah.
I mean, it's 40 years old, 50 years old, my roof. I mean, I cannot take a chance. I did some repairs, but patch. One thing also that's important, I don't think anybody has ever paid attention. This is 181 Tainter Drive. This is, I made you a map, which I'm going to leave you, which is a paper map, so that we are in relation, you can see in relation to, this can go with the file. This is something I'm going to use as a file for you.
Okay.
Showing the
okay.
location,
Yep.
you see? And it is 181 Tainter. But I'll give you also all the Zillow and whatever comes, so that you have them. But nobody has paid attention on a big problem I have with my land too, and usually when somebody shows it, because sometimes I would have to sell it. My land is, here is Harbor Road. There is a long driveway here, which is shared by 3 houses, 350 Harbor, 324, 320. Now my land, part of the parcel is a common driveway used by everybody. I get zero enjoyment by that, and it's a sizable chunk of my property. So basically, I've got this footage, but we have got to take into consideration that this is driveway that everybody uses. And one not nice thing is I've let me bear the cost of doing all the potholes and whatever. This has been a liability for me. I know that normally I can ask 3 people to share, because in Connecticut, when you have a shared driveway, the 3 people have to share, and they're not very willing. I mean, I'm not willing to take a lawyer and fight with my 2 neighbors. So last winter, I did all the repair work myself and paid for it myself, you know. So this is like a negative on the part of my land, because whoever would buy my property will have to factor in that, like, 1/4 of it is a shared driveway.
Okay, now this is,
That's my only real survey.
That's okay, I don't want that, but, let me just do this for a second.
Yeah, sure.
That's the same thing I'm looking at. Never mind, I got it right here.
Yes, except you don't have the driveway, you just have...
So where is the driveway?
The driveway is right here in front and goes to Harbor Road this way.
Okay.
I do not have a machine that could print large enough, so...
So the driveway's here, right?
Yes.
And then it goes, so this is your property.
This is my property.
So how do you get on it, from here?
Yes, here's a gravel driveway.
Oh, okay, so then it goes up, okay. And then your neighbors are here?
Yes.
Okay.
And 350 Harbor Road is here.
Okay, so it's this one and this one.
And these are the ones. This one has not been sold for a long time, so I didn't bother to put it even in the... I mean, I got the property card out, but, you know, it has been like this, I've been there forever. This one has been sold, but it was like 4 years ago, so I did not include it. But this one was sold, you know, the last 30 months, 181. That's why I did 181. And 319 Harbor Road is right here across the road.
Okay.
So these are the 2 recent sales which I'm
Okay.
which I'm going to, which I
That
gave
was
you.
319 Harbor Hemish Lake Apple.
319 and
Well,
1.
May of 25 sold for $3 million,
Yes,
which is a lot more than yours.
yes, but it's waterfront.
This one's waterfront.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
319 is a gorgeous piece of, and it has two buildings. It has a main house and two guest houses on it. And one guest house and one that they call the boat house on the water.
Okay.
You know, but it's like mine. It has not been renovated. I knew Anne Toombs, who lived there. You might have known her because she knew.
Oh.
This is Anne Toombs.
Oh, yes, Ann Toombs, yeah.
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 She lived in that house.
Yeah, she was a friend of Mrs.
Yeah.
White. She used
Yes,
to come.
exactly. She
Now,
was a friend of Mrs.
did you
White.
come for cocktails?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, because, you know, it's funny. You almost look familiar to me.
Yeah.
And it was a very long time ago that I worked for
It's
Mrs.
a
White.
very long time
But
ago.
I remember that I would be there in the evening around dinner time, and sometimes she would say, "Oh, my neighbors are coming for cocktails," and I would have to make the drinks and serve them, which was fun. I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
But there were women, you know, people would walk up the street, you know, women with their little sweaters, and you know, come up the street, go in the house. It was very, very nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was,
Yeah.
It had a nice quality of life.
Yeah.
Everybody knew each other. Now, it's all millionaires who build mega mansions.
Yeah. It's
You
not
know,
the
they
same.
come with stuff, lot of money, like 181 St. George Drive. I mean, they cut all the trees, the beautiful trees, and they put a sports court. So now I've got a volleyball thing that I saw from my house.
Yep.
And kids that are screaming and yelling, you know, on that piece of land which is 0.6 acres. They have
It's
a
not much
sports
room.
court.
Yeah.
They have a greenhouse. They have a huge pool.
Oh, my
They have
God.
an outdoor dining room. I mean, really. But they're flush with money. They just have so much money. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep. Well,
They cut all those trees. I could cry. I mean, when it's exact. Okay, so anyway. So, yeah, all the values I put here are appraised
okay.
value, not asset values. But I printed all the neighbors
Okay. I'll take them.
property card,
Yep.
and I'm going to give you the comparative from all the big sites, which is Zillow, Redfin, showing that every single one of those entities has my house pretty much at where the town has appraised it, but everybody else is $1 million more per annum, you know. So there is a big imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I fully believe in paying my fair share of whatever it needs, you know. There is Zillow, there is Redfin, you know, I could not invent it. I mean, you know, they're recent. And this is Realtor.com with my house. You know, so,
okay.
you know, so we're not that far off from what,
Yeah. Okay.
And there is a description of 181 pages because that's the most, you know, and it does not even account for the pool and the greenhouse and the sports court and everything. So,
all right.
you know, there is truly a big disconnect between my valuation, and I know what's going to happen if I sell. They are going to knock it down, that's why.
They will.
That's why I'm not going to spend billions of dollars fixing it, because it's not a beautiful antique with good bones, you know?
No, you're right.
You know, it was, at the time,
Like a 70s colonial.
spec house.
Yeah.
A nice colonial spec house, you know? And if you have a comparative which is clearer, you know, but then you have also supporting documents of it.
Okay.
I think that's as much as I can give you.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more.
It's a lot of paper, you know, and I'm going to spare you the rest, the per improvement, but I am so way out, you know. Well, maybe I could do this for the improvement of puzzle, showing with a big difference per square foot. I'm being assessed higher than anybody else with a house that have not been renovated.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, really there is something there that does not work, and you really have to leave it over. I'm fairly asset compared to my $1 billion neighbor, you know, with deep pocket. I mean, they're all new. I mean, you know, except for the last 320, where they've been there for 20 years. These are all new people, and all those have been totally taken down to the bone. 350 Arbor Road, 2 years of construction. And the town has also recorded, because at some point they even did a stop work order, because they were doing stuff they were not supposed to do. You know? I am next door, so all that is recorded in the town. I'm not...
Were you there when, well, you must have been. Were you there when the guy, Smitty was there? The guy that lived next door to Mrs. White, the guy from Smith Richardson, the family owned the Vicks Vapor Rub Company.
No, it's not the David and Mary.
I don't know. I never met them. They weren't there when they were. I think that was their summer house.
Davidson, maybe.
Davidson. I don't know. It could have been.
I knew the Galpin, of course. He was my neighbor at 350, and you must have known because he was also a friend of Mrs. White. And he was in the yacht club and all. And that's the most beautiful old house. That house has been totally destroyed on the inside. Everything brand new. You should see. I mean, you just don't recognize it. People come with so much money now.
You know, it's so funny. Mrs. White, they were wonderful people. I never met the husband. He passed away before I knew her. But I went over there, and I was helping her at night. I looked at the wood, the frame, the trim around her doorway in the bedroom. It had this little circle in it. I'm like, what's that for? That was to call the servants. You pressed it if you wanted. And then she had, in the dining room, which I thought was really cool, we had to move her dining room table because she had gotten sick and we had to walk her through the dining room. And I'm walking, I'm stepping on something that's making noise. I'm like, what is that noise? And she goes, oh, that's, I sit at the head of the table. I put my foot down and they know to come and clear. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, just that you see, here is my correspondence with the town. Here is my letter.
Yeah, that you can keep because I have a copy.
You have a copy?
Yep. Yeah, I won't need this. Let me see this.
And then...
Oh, a second, it's 12 p.m. Well, it's just...
And you see, she keeps saying no. And this morning she told me, no, it's not the right day. I said, well, I'm sorry, I talked to Paulette and she told me it's the right day.
The right day?
You know, you don't need it. I got the letter.
Yeah, no, there you go.
You want it?
I'll take that.
And look what I got in the mail, too. That was...
Oh, no, Jeffrey Smith. You got this?
Yeah. And it's the same number, the same ID number. I don't know what's going on.
I'll bring it to her. Okay.
You know,
Yeah. He was introduced
and I
a few
called
minutes
her
ago.
this morning, and she said, Chip, nobody called you yesterday because it was Sunday.
Yeah, I called. I'll talk to Michelle.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
You know, so she knows.
We apologize, yeah.
She knows that I'm not coming back on Wednesday.
She knows.
Okay.
You're done.
Because I told her on the phone.
You're
you
done.
know?
Yep.
Okay.
You don't have to come back.
Okay, so you want to keep all this? Yeah. Okay, fine.
If you need it,
No,
it's better if I keep it because then I can show it to
yeah,
them.
you can show it, but this is a Sturgis person.
Yeah.
This maybe not, you don't need it.
No, I don't need that, no. Okay.
But the Sturgis person may miss his appointment.
Yeah, no, he was here. He was here.
Oh, he was here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, I'd like to keep this if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
All
because
right.
she told me bring that on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and,
well, then you're not bringing
tell
it.
them that, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, so.
Okay.
Really, you know, she even told me, print that mail if you don't believe me or whatever, you know, because I said, are you sure? Because I came here on the 19th to drop things because they said I had not received it and all. I said, okay, I'm coming. So I took the train again.
Oh, brother.
I've been to here twice. But, you know, I really believe strongly that this is wrong by my standards because
Okay.
I am unfairly penalized compared to my neighbor who has much more valuable property. I said practically at the same amount. Even 350 Harbor Road, she has 2 acres. You know, I have like half an acre usable, you know, and she has 3,600 square feet, totally, you know, remodeled. I've got this 2,800 builder's colonial.
Yep.
It's nice, I keep it nice, it's clean, but it's not renovated.
Okay.
You know?
I understand.
I've changed the faucet once in a while, I've changed the vanity in the bathroom, but nothing else has been changed.
No, I don't make decisions. I just bring this information with me to the board.
Okay.
Okay, I don't make the decision. It's a group decision with the board. So, and you'll get a letter
Okay.
that explains to you, what they did.
And I tell you, if they don't do it, I will go to next.
I would go to court.
I
Yeah.
will go to court because I think this has been really. But I thank you so much for
You're
your
very welcome. It's very
attention.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Have a
too.
safe trip
And
back to
you
the city.
minutes about this old day.
Board of Assessment Appeals hearing number 245. It is 1:35 p.m. on Monday, March 2nd. The property in question is 377 Penfield Road. The owner is Frank and Rena Forte. The town value of the property is $1,168,541. They're asking for a value of $800,000. I have, Frank Forte Jr. is representing his parents. I have an affidavit signed by them, giving him permission to act on their behalf, and I will have to swear you in. Okay? Please raise your right hand. Do solemnly swear that the information you're about to give regarding the appeal in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, yes.
Thank you. And you can just sign that. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. All right, so you're appealing the property based on the fact it's increased 68% versus the average. House has no renovations. Consider a knockdown.
Mhm.
Property and land value has been professionally appraised. Okay. So let's talk about that. Okay. So what would you like to tell me?
Sure. So it's pretty much, I think you just said it. So I recently had it appraised by a 30-year veteran in the area.
Yeah.
And they appraised it at comparable houses within less than a mile radius in that area. Every single one of those properties was demolished, i.e. a knockdown, and so would this be considered a knockdown. There's absolutely been no renovations in the house other than very basic things probably about 40 years ago. And the current, which was just done a couple weeks ago, appraisal was done, all the homes were in the same time period as of the recent evaluation. And what comes back is basically $368,000 overpriced. So the town appraiser is $368,000 above what Joe, this appraiser, is coming up with. And the reason for that is primarily the land value is overstated significantly. Because these are all three of these are all three of those are knockdowns.
Okay.
Right? And so he's reappraising the land on all three of these. They're all in a similar time period, around October, more or less.
Yep, I see.
This is the said property here.
Yep.
They're all, at least this house, our house is only like 1,200 square feet, so they're small, postage stamp lots, no renovations, all knocked down. So just on the land value itself, you know, the town is way over assessing the land value based on recent appraisal.
How big is your property?
Well, I think it's like 1,200 square feet,
No, I mean the land.
0.2.
Okay.
I also had the same issue in 2020, so I have an appraisal attached there for 2020, and it was valued at $80,000 over the actual appraisal value.
Okay.
So it seems to be a trend. I understand it's Fairfield, so I just think the 368 is completely unreasonable.
Okay. Well, you have the appraisal, so that kind of speaks for itself.
Yep. I also had an independent analyst do a whole other breakdown of properties, which is way too much information for most people to really look at, but that was included. I had submitted that also.
Is that in here?
Yeah, that's in there too.
Wait a minute now, let's see. Okay, so this is the,
That was the original one. You can X that out. That's no good.
we don't need that one?
You can take this out. This is junk.
Okay.
Just that first page.
Oh, just this first
Just the
page.
first page is junk. Yeah, that was, not sure how to look at it.
Okay.
Okay, but then if you see, there's a lot of
I see, yep,
documentation there.
yep. Okay.
And so even relative to, I mean, there's not a lot of, you know, I know Fairfield, we lived there, there's not a lot of unrenovated properties in Fairfield. There's very few. Whatever's left, they're small, they're knockdowns. Our property is being assessed higher than the average of all of Fairfield when the property is clearly unrenovated and clearly the land is overstated based on the appraisals. There's a lot of detail there. There's pages and pages, but I think there's a summary in there something they can use.
Maybe this is it.
Yeah, it was hard to find direct comparables until I had the professional appraisal done a few weeks ago, and he found three exactly like it within the radius. So that's why I attached that first, because that's the most relevant.
Okay. So, all right.
I mean, I could see almost $400,000 above what the land is really worth is just not really reasonable.
Okay. All right, I don't think I have any other questions. Do you have anything else you want to tell me?
No, that's it.
Okay,
That's
all right,
pretty much
then
it.
I will. Okay, well, it's nice to meet you. Good luck. Now, what'll happen is this, I just take this information to the whole board.
Mhm.
We meet, we vote. If they vote to deny your appeal,
Mhm.
you wouldn't be satisfied, you're welcome to go to court.
Mhm.
It might be worth your while. You have to get a lawyer. But usually what ends up happening is the town settles with you
Mhm.
rather than just denies the whole thing.
Okay.
So you won't get everything, but you'll get something.
Okay.
You just hold out for as much as you can get out of them. But if you don't go, you'll end up paying those taxes for the next 5 years.
I get it.
So I think,
I think this is a good approach, just putting the appraisal in there.
yeah, you definitely having the appraisal is good, that's for sure.
Okay.
All right, so then,
Great.
you got a letter from the town,
Yep.
and I guess that's it then. So it was very nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you too.
very nice to meet you, and I wish you luck. Board of Assessment Appeals meeting, appeal number 26, 461 Westway Road. The owner is Glenn Tangelo. He is not present. He is being represented by Russell Lisco. Are you an attorney by any chance?
I am for 40 years almost.
Okay, so Mr. Lisco is an attorney. Therefore, we will not be swearing him in, as he is an officer of the court.
I've been sworn at before.
Not at in, there's a difference. Okay. So we can get started. Let's see, okay. The owner is contesting the town's value of $404,000, and they're looking for a value of $277,800 on this property. This is a condo. Okay. So, it's up to you. What would you like to tell me?
Okay. Well, before I had the informal with the reval company, the number was at $532,500. They realized they had a problem, but they didn't realize much of a problem. They lowered it to $404,000. I have attached to the application for the Board of Assessment Appeals. This unit is an 830G unit. It's an affordable unit under the statute, and it's an 80% AMI unit, which stands for average median income. For the board, I have attached a calculation for what the maximum sales price can be for this unit. And the sale, it's on page, it should be right after there should be a letter, and the next page should have the calculations on it.
Got the letter. Oh, I see it. Okay.
And basically, this is a document that is given to all developers of 830G properties by Mr. Barnhart and Tom Ivers over at Economic Development.
Yep.
And basically, it starts out with the statewide AMI, and it goes to the Bridgeport AMI, and then it goes down and it talks about how much you can spend for property taxes, how much for utilities, how much for homeowners insurance, how much for HOA fees. And the higher the interest rate is on a mortgage, and the higher the homeowners insurance is, and the higher the HOA fees are, the higher the taxes are, the less you can sell the property for, because it's deed restricted for 40 years. So below, I have the calculations. This was done by Mr. DeTangelo, who does 830G properties. And it says basically on line 10, the maximum sales price that he can sell his unit for as of October 1st, 2025 is $277,800. It's a 4-bedroom condominium unit. And I think that's the highest number that it could be valued for fair market value, because you can't sell it for more than that. You can sell for less than that, but you can't sell for more than that. So he's not looking for anything less than that, but he would be happy with whatever the highest number is for the sales price.
Okay.
It's a 4-bedroom condominium. I think it's pretty clear. I know it's not a ton of money for either person, but you might as well try and get it right if you only have one shot at the apple for 5 years.
That's a nice, sweet deal.
It's a good deal, but it's deed restricted. You got to sit on it for the next 30 years. I think it was approved in 2018. So you have another 35 years to sit on it.
Yeah, well, that's...
And no one, as I said, no one's making any money out for 35 years. In 35 years, if we're still around to talk about it, there's a lot of money to be made. I'm 63, so I'm hoping I'm around 35 years where I can see my kid say yes for his unit. Yeah, it's a good deal. But I think that, and if it has to go on the next level, we're just going to call Mr. Barnhart as our expert, and it'll be pretty easy. So
Okay.
I don't have too much more to say about it. It's just a calculation. I wish you could do more, but you can't do more one way or the other, and it's what it is.
Okay, well, there's really not much more to say. I mean, if it's deed restricted and it's the way it has to be, you know, Mr. Barnhart. Now, did he actually, I mean, obviously, you're using, calculations that are,
He's the one who gave us the formula.
okay, so if he's the formula, so then he would have to, okay, okay. And then I guess,
You know, when mortgages were lower, the property's worth more. Because every time it goes in inverse, every time it goes up this way, the value goes down.
Yep.
So it's like, the common fees are not even now $585, they're up to $640 now, as of January 1st. I don't think you really impute those common fees from January 1st of 2026, because really, your evaluation is a snapshot in time as of October.
so you have to pay, now, those common fees at $640,
Yeah.
is that the same as everybody else is paying?
Everybody, yeah, oh yeah, there's no
So there's no
difference.
discount, because
There's no discount.
the only discount is the sale price, obviously,
Correct.
and then the taxes.
Correct. Unfortunately, Mr. Tangel offered the town a bunch of other options to release the deed restriction on this property. The town would never agree to it. You know about his building at 131 Beach, right?
Yeah,
He offered them 5 more units to release this unit.
and they wouldn't release
and they
it?
wouldn't release it. He also offered $500,000 at one time in cash.
Why wouldn't
to release it.
why wouldn't they release it to get those 5 extra units?
Because they're mad. They're mad about losing in court in the Supreme Court of the 131 Beach Road.
I don't blame them.
Well, the town is mad, or there's
I'm not happy about it, be honest.
If you
I'm being
didn't-
honest, I don't care what they look like, I'm not happy about it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
We have enough people living here, we don't need apartments. Now, there's that one, then there's the one on the corner of the community, there's another one somewhere else. Hello, Norwalk, hello, Stanford. I mean, really,
Well,
the roads can't handle, I mean, I had to wait in traffic today to get here on Round Hill Road. There's just and it's the middle of the day when people are working. There's just too many people here.
okay, well,
That's just me, I mean, I've been here my whole life, that's
no,
just
no,
me.
I haven't run into it
Yeah,
yet.
but listen, we have a capitalistic society. You can make money on it. Oh, what are you going to do? They're beautiful units. There's no doubt about it, and it's a great location. I mean, you're right there in the center of town.
Well,
No doubt about that.
you just think the traffic is too high.
No. What I'm saying is that in general in town, we've overbuilt so much. There's too much. This town wasn't built for the amount of people that are here.
I'm not sure any of the towns are, even the cities are.
But
I've been a city attorney in Bridgeport for 30-plus years, and the streets in Bridgeport, which is
they're not. Yeah,
they can't
they're not,
handle
yeah.
the traffic flow.
It's just ridiculous. But but there's money to be made, and people have a right to make it. So what are you going to do? That's the way it is. That's the way we live. We choose to live that way. So I guess I got to go with it. Okay, so I'm okay with this one. Now,
All right.
what's your other one?
The other
'Cause
one.
I don't have it with me.
Oh, okay.
But it's the same. I know it's the same information. I just need the basics.
Okay.
If you have a copy of it, I'll take it. If you don't have a copy, it's okay.
Let's have an extra. If I have an extra, I'll give it to you.
Okay. If not, I can get it downstairs. But
I'm hoping this is the copy. I'm hoping it's an extra copy. I think I have that and that. Let me just take a look. Take a look. I do have it. Hold on. I do have it. And that. I don't have. Wait a second.
You know what? I don't.
I don't have the calculation.
Let me just
but I
use
can-
this for now to write
Yeah,
this stuff down, and then you can have this back.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it doesn't have an appeal number on it. Do you know what number you are?
I did
you are.
number 27.
Right after that one,
Yeah, it was
number
right,
27.
It was right there, yeah.
489 Westway.
Right.
Condo. E30G.
It's the same exact as Glenn's, except this is a 3-bedroom unit, not a 4.
Okay. All right, let me turn the recording back on. We start again,
No problem.
okay? Okay. Board of Assessment Appeals, number 27, appeal number 27, March 2nd at 2 p.m. Michael A. Liskov is the owner of 489 Westway Road. He's appealing his taxes. This is an 830G unit. The town has it valued at $345,000. He's looking for a value of $225,837. He's being represented by
Attorney Russell
Liskov. Therefore, will be no swearing in.
Very good.
Okay. All right.
First of all, thank you for allowing me to come before you on the same day.
Oh, my pleasure.
As the other one. I think that was really, really nice of you to do.
My pleasure, really.
There's a record of it. I just want to give you all the accolades. 'cause
I appreciate that.
It saves me from leaving work tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, and coming back and breaking up my day.
And then having to go start
And then
again.
go start-
You always lose time, yep.
You're a doll, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure,
I
really,
appreciate it.
really. I'm glad we could do it.
So this is a unit, 49 Westway Road in Fairfield. It is a 3-bedroom condo. It is an 830G at 80% AMI. It is exactly like the last one, except it is a 3-bedroom unit as opposed to a 4-bedroom unit.
Okay,
So,
okay.
if you'll see attached the same calculation on the page as the last one, and it was a form provided by Mr. Barnhart and Mr. Ivers, and it's identical to the last one, except if you look at the way it's calculated, you can see that it goes as there's the AMI, that's a 3-bedroom, as opposed, the other one had a 4-bedroom.
Okay.
So you take it all, you calculate it out, and a 3-bedroom unit comes in slightly less than a 4-unit bedroom at $225,837.72. That's the maximum sales price that he can sell the unit for under the 830G statute. The second page, I just gave it as informational that the common fees went up to $640, and as I said before in the last appeal, every time a cost goes up, the value goes down for what you can resell it for, unless the income levels rise faster than the other things that are happening, and I don't think we've seen that happen anywhere in the state of Connecticut anyway.
Okay.
So, the fair market value that he would settle for is the highest number that he could possibly sell it for. Not looking for anything lower than what he could possibly sell it for. Just that's the max number to sell, so it should be the fair market value should be the max sales price.
It's interesting that the common fees are the same when this is a smaller unit.
Well, they're the same amount of square
But
footage.
it's just, okay, just the,
But not if it's not a 4-bedroom. I think the reason why is it doesn't have the smoke detector and the carbon monoxide detector in the basement, so it doesn't qualify as a 4-bedroom. It's finished space, but it's kind of like lower level space as opposed to
oh, okay, yeah.
the other stuff.
Okay, well, I don't have any questions on this because it's an 830G unit, because it's mandated by the law what it can be.
Right.
And if these are numbers that come out based on Mr. Barnhart's calculations, I don't really have any questions. I don't make the decision. Now, you obviously, your options.
Sure.
We'll either, we meet as a group to discuss it and vote on it. It'll either get approved in part,
Right.
or denied.
Right.
And if it's denied, you can go to court.
Correct. 60 days.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I'll be doing I've done.
Oh, you need this back, right?
I can let you keep it.
Okay,
if you
thanks.
want for file. I've done all the Bridgeport tax appeals for the last 30 years. I'm the
Oh.
only one who's done them. I've probably done 3,000 tax appeals, and I'm going to be the one doing the next reval for Bridgeport too. And this is the water I swim in. The same way you swim in the real estate water, I swim
You swim in this
I
water,
swim in the
yeah.
tax appeal
Yep.
water. It's just, it's a good thing, and you can't be a pig trying to get what you want. You got to have some real numbers to convince the board to do it. You better have comps, or you better have sales, or you better have...
Right, that's it, yeah. Yep. A lot of people come in here, the guy that was here before you, people don't come with the information. You can only do so much. I mean, I present it to the best of my ability and the best light I can, because I'm here for the taxpayer, not the town.
Of course.
But, if I don't have the stuff, I have to have something in front of me.
You
You
have to
can't
have
just come,
evidence.
right, you can't, like you go into court, you gotta have evidence. You can't,
You gotta have an appraisal. You can have the hokey pokey with people bringing in their other comps that they think are so much better than whatever.
Yeah.
But, I always like if it's sold really close to the sale, close to the reval time. That's a pretty darn good indicator of value.
That's true.
Unless it's a distressed sale or an estate sale or someone.
Yeah, non-arm's length transaction, yeah.
Exactly. So, other than that, I'm going to go home. I'm going to take the dog for a walk.
There
And
you
I
go.
thank you very much.
My pleasure. It's very nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
You take care.
You got it.
Now, just so you know, let me shut this off.